It's your birthday today?
मेरा बर्थडे नहीं है आज, जो है वो अप्रैल फूल डे है, तो सबने मेरे को बोला यही करो जो है, तो अब क्या करें। तो कुछ ना कुछ तो करना था ना, अब इसीलिए जो है वो टोपी शोपी लगा के बैठे हैं, और आज बस हंसने हंसाने का काम होगा जो है। तो हमारी शक्ल ठीक ठाक दिख रही है कि नहीं दिख रही है? मैं आदमी वही हूँ, बस टोपी वोपी लगा के बैठा हूँ आज जो है।
जिंदा दिल
वो हमारे सब 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 जितने साथी बराती हैं, सबने बोला कि आज जो है वो अप्रैल फूल्स डे है, तो उसकी शुरुआत तो कल ही से घर पे हो गई थी। हमारी मेम साहब ने एक मेरे को पीडीएफ मैसेज भेज दिया, एक अटैच्ड फाइल, और उसमें जो है वो एक लिखा था उसका कैप्शन कि वो लॉकडाउन डेट्स। मैंने कहा यार ये क्या हो गया, साला फिर से शुरू हो गया। उसको जैसे ही खोला, उसमें लिखा था हैप्पी अप्रैल फूल्स डे इन एडवांस। मैंने कहा बस भैया, जब घर से ही शुरू हो गया है तो फिर आगे क्या होगा ये तो ऊपर वाला ही जानता है जो है। तो उसी को मैं मतलब अब चूंकि कल से ही फूल बना बैठा हूं, तो जो है वो उसकी उसी प्रतिक्रिया को आगे चला रहा हूं जो है। Today, of course, as usual, we are joined by Ishita. She is an excellent lady who does all the technical assistance work, helps us with the chat sessions, and is really, really helpful to us. And you must be seeing her in other sessions also. Really lovely lady, and who is doing an excellent job for all of us here, and is a very good and dear family member, you know, uh, in this vast setup of Get Set Up, which is, of course, for seniors, by seniors, where we all learn new things, network, exchange information. हाँ ही करते हैं, आज अप्रैल फूल बने हुए हैं, किसी दिन जो है वो होली खेल रहे होते हैं, अब कहीं बाहर तो जा नहीं सकते, तो सब घरों से ही काम कर रहे हैं जो है। Okay, so that was about आज का सेशन जो है वो अब हम शुरू करेंगे, और इससे पहले कि हम वो शुरू करें, ईशिता जी एक छोटी सी स्लाइड दो शेयर करेंगी, और फिर उसके बाद we will start the session on Zoom. मजे की चीज ये है कि we are on Zoom and the session is also on Zoom, जिसको बोलते हैं। So again, of course, to start with, Get Set Up is an excellent platform, as we all know. हम यहाँ पे what we do is, of course, literally educate and training organization hai. We just started in the month of November, October as such, and are growing by the support of all the family members. Of course, we do not sell anything or receive kickbacks from products. Any reference to a product is just from the point of view of its use. Of course, not recommending or selling anything. Session is recorded, and of course, you can request for the link if you have attended 75% of the session. Chat, as usual, is available, and of course, as sincere request to please mute your mics when not speaking, because जो background sound है वो भी थोड़ा सा interfere करता है. और गेट सेटअप एज वी ऑल नो, हमारे डायरेक्टर साहब की जो फाउंडिंग मेंबर हैं, उनकी एक बहुत ही इट इज हिज विश, इट इज हिज मिशन टू create economic opportunity for older adults and help learn tools and skills needed to stay connected and live healthy lives. जरूरी नहीं है कि हम पैसा ही कमाएं, अपनी सेहत भी ठीक रखें, वो वही बहुत है इस समय जो है. And we have various sessions right from technology, health, fitness, mental wellness, singing, dancing, social hours, guest speakers, और कभी-कभी आराम भी करते हैं. And जितने भी sessions हैं, our schedule is available on the website. You can check there, which is there on the screen. And plus, more the merrier. So if you know people in your organization or friends or family members, please invite them and spread the word. We try our level best, but support of family is very, very necessary in our endeavor. Okay. Thanks, Lena. Thanks for joining in. And if you have any suggestions for new ideas for new classes, or any challenges that you're facing in life, day-to-day life, you can write to my dear good friend Siddharth at GetSetUp.io. He has a motto of always there to serve. And a very good friend. Besides being a very good friend, he's a very good worker also. So we begin today's session, and my dear friend Ishita has started posting her links there. You spotlighted me, and you want to make me look like the biggest, I can't, you're really giggling away. I can see that. Okay, good, no problem. Today what we are covering, the irony, आज ये ironical session होता है, because we are talking about Zoom on Zoom. Okay. तो अगर किसी और सब्जेक्ट पे हो तो बात अलग है, लेकिन Zoom पे Zoom की बात कर रहे हैं. And of course, this is we do 3 sessions. This is the basic one, जो सबसे पहला session है, जिसमें what we discuss is again no point in asking how many of us use Zoom, क्योंकि सब कोई Zoom पे ही है जो है. तो वो again that would look like an आज के दिन का question जो है. So no point asking that. The next is one of the things कि हम एक तो Zoom का link भेजते हैं and my members join in. Now Zoom as such is let me start from the beginning. Zoom as such is a browser-based application. It is also a download or desktop application, and at the same time, it is an application which can be used across devices. Device का मतलब जो Android or Mac जो है. It is of course it's a free service to an extent, but if we wish to go host large meetings and avail other services, so then it becomes a paid plans होते हैं इसके. And in the paid plans वो जिसको बोलते हैं कि जितनी चीनी डालो वो उतनी ही चाय मीठी होती है, तो जितने पैसे देते हैं उतनी ही ज्यादा फैसिलिटीज हम लोगों को मिलती है. और अल्टीमेट इसकी कैपेसिटी इतनी है कि वी कैन होस्ट ए मीटिंग ऑफ अप टू 10,000 people. The highest paid versions जो हैं वो उसमें it goes up to 10,000 people. But to begin with, there are 2 things. One, जैसे हम लिंक भेजते हैं, आप डायरेक्ट आप लिंक को क्लिक करते हो and you come into the Zoom meeting itself. That is because it's an invitation has been sent to you. The second is if we need to the alternate to that is if we need to host a meeting, अगर आप मीटिंग करना चाहते हो, so when you need to create जब आप मीटिंग करना चाहते हैं तो उसमें जो है वो ये है कि we need to create an account. Okay. The difference between not creating an account and creating an account is, number one, when you create your account, you can host a meeting. आप meeting को host कर सकते हो. So all those who desire to, host a meeting, for them, it is very necessary. It is mandatory that they create an account. Now, for creating an account, what we need to do, today's session, what we are going to be hosting, is from a PowerPoint session, because I am using Zoom. So uspe I cannot, do a live session as such. But yes, I will be referring to some of the websites in between, but it will not be one of those interactive sessions where I try and do things and do a demo live basically. So allow me to to share screen and start from the beginning itself as to okay. So here is my presentation, and I hit on the presentation itself. Okay, there are some chat sessions, something is going on there, some activity. Okay, good. My friend is busy. She is, she keeps on sending these messages. Okay, so I hope my screen is clear to all. This is the maximum that I can go up to, besides doing a complete, presentation, which then in the full screen mode, then it becomes better, but we don't follow that. Now, one of the things that what we will be doing is, joining sessions, using the chat feature, and, checking the microphone and the camera actions. And at the same time, they use the participant controls, or plus virtual backgrounds and a few social etiquettes. Here to begin with, जो virtual background की जो मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, वो आप जैसे मेरी screen आप अभी देख रहे हैं, तो you're watching me, आपको लग रहा होगा कि I am out somewhere in outer space, वो ऊपर कहीं ब्रह्मांड में घूम रहा हूँ और वहां से ये कर रहा हूँ. No, it's not that. मेरी background जो है वो I'm still in my office, and but I am using a virtual background which changes, जो पीछे जो मेरे दिख रहा है वो सब उसको change कर देता है. और अगर आपको मेरी हल्की बहुत दाढ़ी मूछ भी दिख रही होगी तो वो that is because of the special filters that are being used. Okay, so we will be doing that also. हम चलेंगे. And now the first thing, in order to create an account, what we need to do is we need to sign in into Zoom. अपने जो ब्राउजर हैं उस ब्राउजर पे zoom.us पे जाते हैं. And from there, we have the option. Of course, website के layout काफी change होते रहते हैं. But what you need to do, जो basic सी चीज है, वो उसकी website पे sign in का option आपको दिखता है. But at the same time, if you don't have an account, what you can do is you can hit. If you're watching my screen, at the bottom of the screen there is sign up. Okay, you can sign up for free. Creating the account, you don't need to pay anything. You do not need to give any credit card details. You do not need to give any debit card details. So it is for free, and you can create your account. Now, for creating an account, there are options there. The first one, जो आप मेरी screen पे देख रहे होंगे, sign in with SSO. Okay, single sign on. That is the full, the abbreviation is SSO. The full and this thing is single sign on. Now, this is used by organizations. जो organizations होती हैं, वो उनका ये होता है. जो हम लोगों के लिए मतलब in public in general है, वो there are two options that we have. We can either sign in with Google if we have a Google account, or a Gmail ID. मतलब not to confuse between the two, it's one and the same. आपका Google account है तब भी आप उससे sign in कर सकते हैं. If you have a Gmail ID, you can sign in with that, and or you can sign in with Facebook. The thing is that when we sign in with Google or when we sign in with Facebook, our profile as such, जो भी profile हमने create किया होता है, वो जो ये what we call it, that particular entity, whether it is Google or whether it is Facebook, it will share that with Zoom. जो है वो पूरा उसको data आपका जितना भी profile का है वो उसको share करता है. So ये दोनों मतलब तीन options आपके पास हैं जो है you can either sign in with an email ID, number one, or you can sign in with your Google account, number two. Number three, you can sign in with Facebook. And if you are a part of an organization or if an organization has hired you and they are using the Zoom platform, the upper end of the Zoom platform, then what we get is the single sign on, if they will give you a code and you can use that basically. So, and like I said, if you have an account, you can host meetings. If you don't have an account, you cannot host meetings. You can only join meetings. This is the basic difference and the only difference as such. Okay. And again, when we create the account itself, जब हमने अपना account create कर लिया, तो उसके बाद what it does is you get is जब एक normal आपका जो ये जब आपने account create कर लिया, तो if you're watching my screen on the left hand side, ये जो मेरी background है, मतलब ये जो flower वाला जो हिस्सा है, उसमें अगर आप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड से दूसरा वो अगर आप ऑप्शन देखें तो वहां जूम लिखा होता है, ठीक है. Now that is the shortcut. Zoom is there on my system. आपने जब वो process complete करते हैं तो it cuts down on your system and this is what it looks like. जो shortcut होता है, आप उसको जब click करते हैं, when you click on that shortcut, then you get the option of whether you want to join a meeting or you want to sign in. Okay. Now, उसके बाद अच्छा most of us would be except for me सब कोई mute पे होंगे, but you're free to unmute yourself and ask me questions. Okay. Then once you kind of you just I clicked on join a meeting, and when I clicked on join a meeting, if the meeting is already there, if आपने जब उसको click किया, so what happens is you might, depending on the meeting controls, the host controls, you may, अगर आप before time आपने join in किया है, तो you would get a screen like this. And most of us would be getting a screen like this if अगर हम जो WhatsApp के messages पे जो हम link भेजते हैं, और अगर आप मतलब आपके पास वो you have registered and if say my session starts at 12 and if you click it at 11:55 or say 11:50, you would be getting this kind of a screen. Very please wait, the meeting host will let you in. And ये नीचे जो है वो session के details होते होंगे. From this screen itself, now you have not yet joined the meeting, but from this screen itself, what you can do is test the computer audio. Okay. Because you're joining a meeting, so ये जो है video अभी on नहीं हुआ होगा because you have not yet entered the meeting, but your audio you can check before you join the meeting itself. By tapping on this, ये जो test computer audio का जो option आता है, if you tap on this, so what you would get is a screen like this. ऐसी screen आपके पास जो है, you will get that screen. And here from the screen itself, you can test the speakers. If you have multiple speakers, अगर आप use कर रहे हैं, तो you can select the speakers. आप volume उसमें से select कर सकते हैं, by increasing the, this is a slider. ये जो नीचे जो blue line जो दिख रही है, which ends in a circle and the speaker. This is a slider. And as with all sliders, when you move towards the right, उसकी जो the upper end जो वो उस तरफ को चला जाता है. Volume कम करना है, left side पे कर दीजिए. Then you can test your mic also. The same thing, if you have inbuilt, आप यहीं से check कर लें. Or otherwise, what you could do is move the slider again, right, left to kind of work on things. The other things that we have there is, automatically adjust microphone volume. In the sense background sounds होते हैं, so वो कई बार क्या करता है, उसको जो है वो अगर ज्यादा sound हो रहा है तो उसको वो अपनी तरफ से reduce करने की बात करता है जो है. And I've set it at auto. Normally background sound यहाँ से होता नहीं है until and unless my pet वो अगर कोई घर पे आ जाए तो I have a golden lab, वो फिर मैंने he lets out his alarm, you know, that तभी आवाज आती है, otherwise not. So that's why हम लोग अपने जो हमारी वेबसाइट पे भी आप देखें तो वो कहता है please choose a quiet place away from disturbance. So away from audio disturbances basically. And ये shortcuts वगैरह है, you can check on that. So this ये जो checking है, you can do that before itself, before you join the meeting itself. Now, when जब आप literally उसके बाद जो है when you join a meeting, जो participant controls आपके पास जो दिखते हैं, वो they come up like this. Don't go by the alphabet that is there. Please concentrate on on this screen. What I would be showing is, if you are looking at the left hand side, topmost left hand side, जहाँ Zoom meeting लिखा है, उसके नीचे एक green shield है. If you can see that small green shield with a tick, that is one. नीचे हमारी पूरी टास्क बार है जो कि Zoom के कंट्रोल्स एंड जिसके ऊपर हम आज जो है वो बातचीत करेंगे. Of course, if it is always better, when you create your account itself, to write your name there. There is an option that you need to write your name. Right, when you write your name, the thing is when you sign in. So although I can see all the participants there, जितने भी participants हैं, लेकिन अगर आप देखें तो सबके नाम वहां आ जाते हैं, जैसे विभूति जी का है, शीला जी का है, रश्मि, मुकुल जी, they have written their names there. So आपने कैमरा नहीं भी ऑन किया है तो I know that विभूति जी वहां पे हैं, या शीला जी तो खैर उन्होंने कैमरा ऑन किया है, बट आई कैन एटलीस्ट अगर इफ आई रेकमेंड या रिस्पॉन्ड तो आई कैन रिस्पॉन्ड बाय नेम. कई बार क्या होता है कि जो फोन नंबर्स होते हैं या सॉरी जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट होता है उसका नाम आ जाता है. Of course, it becomes a little difficult to speak if the camera is not on. Then we don't know who's the person at the other end. So it's always best advice to at least put your name there. So, and that is what is literally visible on the other side also. Okay. Now, going into the participant controls, as we say, the left-hand side, if you're seeing my screen, now this is all from the laptop. Okay. I have a presentation on mobile device also, which if time permits, I would definitely, run through that also. Now, on the left-hand side, if you see, we have the mute button, the what is written as mute. Now, mute is the microphone. Okay. About microphone, जैसे अभी all of you all have been so kind to mute yourself. आप अपने microphone अपने side से आप उसको mute कर सकते हैं. You can mute the microphone. And as a host, I have given you the option of unmuting yourself also. So you can on the system just take your cursor there, tap on it. एक बार वो mute हो जाएगा, दूसरी बार tap करेंगे वो unmute हो जाएगा. So this is the first function itself that is there. The second function, of course, is the start video. You click on that and you start your video. And if you unclick that video, बंद हो जाता है. Plus, जो इसके बगल में, in दोनों इसके बगल में, there is that arrow which is moving up. Now, from that arrow which is moving up, there are different functions there. If you tap on that, if you're on the system, अब जैसे mic में है. Now, in the mic, if I literally, now since I use just one, set that is there, all the audio settings come up, from there itself. Which microphone I use, a couple of microphones. So which microphone to use, which speaker to use, and the testing of the speakers or audio settings, you can go directly from there if you are on your system there. In the next one, which is the video, when you do a drop, if you're using multiple cameras, now I covered that using multiple cameras in my Zoom third session, the advanced 2 session as to how to use multiple cameras there. Now, if you're using, if you have connected multiple cameras, you can literally choose, which camera to use. And at the same time, जो आप virtual background की जो आप मेरे पीछे देख रहे हैं, you can select to choose the virtual background also, and the video filters. वो video filters में we will cover that. हम आगे चल के उसको presentation में ही मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा. And of course, your video settings. Video settings is quite advanced. Normally, वो जो built-in है, it is good enough to kind of function for that. So these were, the two buttons that we see there on the left side. The mute and the video. Now, going into next, जब हम उसके बगल में जब हम जाते हैं, when we go into the other one, the next option. So what we get here, जो अभी आप ये देख रहे हैं, is the chat. Okay, chat again is what we see, नीचे, that symbol that is there, like a call out. That is the chat button. We can if you're following it on a smaller device, what you need to do is कि जो more के options हैं, you get those three dots, उसमें more है. You need to tap on that more, and then you will get to the chat button. Now, in the chat button itself, jitni bhi chat enabled hai, again, depending on who the host is and what they have allowed, you can chat here. अब जैसे, and for this meeting, जो हमारी जो settings हैं, उसमें ये है कि we permit chat with everyone, मतलब individually as well as everyone. So what we need to do, जो chat का ये आप box देख रहे हैं, इसमें जो नीचे वाला हिस्सा है, that is from where you start the chat. Now, right now it is set on everyone. But if you click on the drop down, right now, if you click on the drop down, so you will see there, 24 participants. जितने भी participants इस समय session पे हैं, आपको उनके नाम वहां पे आना शुरू दिख जाएगा. If you want to send an individual message, just click on that participant's name and start chatting. So that message doesn't go out to everyone. It just goes to that particular participant itself. अब जैसे लीना जी ने वो ड्रॉप डाउन में से अगर कहीं सेलेक्ट किया और उन्होंने देखा शीला जी को मैसेज भेजना है, and she sends it to Sheila ji. So I will not come to know, neither will Vibhuti ji come to know that they are communicating with each other. So that option we have enabled here. Okay. So, but then this depends on the host, जो meeting host कर रहा है, उसने ये permission दी है कि नहीं दी है. Like for seminars, कई बार होता है one-way communication होता है. It is just the speaker talking, and he does not want the rest of the people to communicate with each other. तो वो permission ही नहीं देते. So, but then you can use that from here. At the same time, जो उसके बगल में है, of course, it would be a smaller print at your end. ये जो file का option है, you can attach files and send it to the person with whom you are chatting. Okay. So if you need to share any kind of an information, you can click on that. You can attach the file and send it across to the person there. उस recipient को मिल जाता है, and he can, literally read the document itself. And इसके बगल में जो ये तीन dots very faintly visible होंगे, these are the controls. ये जो chat के controls हैं, वो यहाँ पे आते हैं. If you're seeing in the white portion towards the lower end, those three dots where my cursor, I've just moved my cursor away from there. Now that is the controls. जिसमें से आप control कर सकते हैं कि chat में क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना. So this was about, the chat function itself. And of course, depending on, just a second. Okay. Now, the other option that we see, जो कि मैं अभी पीछे मैंने skip किया था, वो ये था participants का. Participants, जैसे if you're seeing on the screen, my screen, the participants tab is highlighted, and this again is two. मतलब ये tab एक ही दिखता है, लेकिन इसमें dual functions. Okay, जो arrow upwards है, From that, what you can do is you can invite people. आप लोगों को बुला सकते हो इस मीटिंग में के लिए. Now, when you hit that, ये जो arrow upwards वाला है, when I hit that, I can invite people. Now, how do I just hit that arrow, and what you are seeing in the second screen now is I have my contacts here. Okay, I can directly call them, invite them from here. जो options हैं. Number two, I can send them an email. ठीक है. Number three, I can send them a link. You know, when we say send them a link, means by any other messaging option that is there, either by a messenger or by what we call it, by SMS, or putting it in a different mail altogether. And the last option that we have here is copy the invitation. In the sense, we can copy the entire invitation itself. The invitation includes the links, it includes the phone numbers, it includes a lot of information there. I will show that. The second option, this was one. The second is, you can email, आप mail कर सकते हैं. When I click on email, what it does is it depending on your system and depending on the configuration of your system, it will ask me which email service do I need to use. Okay, I use Gmail, I use Yahoo, and of course there is a default email in the system. I use Gmail. So now when I hit on Gmail, what it does is the sorry. Now, when I hit on Gmail, it automatically connects to my Gmail ID, and in the Gmail ID itself, it in the inbox, it types this message is already typed. Now, this is the invitation. When you on the previous slide, when I said copy invitation, this is the entire invitation. If you see, join the meeting, the upper one is the link. Post that, the meeting ID is there. Then you have these numbers. Okay, and then you have the local numbers also, which you can check on the website itself. This is because Zoom can be accessed on the internet also, and by dialing toll-free numbers also. So if there is no, agar kahin, if there is no internet connection at some location, you get alternate, numbers which you can check from the website that is there. So now all that we need to do in this invitation is I just need to type, the email ID. ऊपर टू में सिर्फ email ID करना है, and then I send it off. और वो by mail वो invitation उनके पास चला जाएगा. The other recipient, they receive the invitation as such. Now, coming back to the second thing of what we can do in the participants section is when we tap on that participant section. If there are members who are currently on a laptop, if you tap the participants section, you will be seeing 27 names there. Now, all the 27 names are of the people or of the participants who are here on this session itself. Okay, you will be able to kind of get their names, from here, and you would also be seeing, their microphone. You can check who is muted, who is not muted, who is on video. You can check that. In the sense, the microphone और वीडियो के symbols हैं, वो if they are cross, वो red है, उसपे cross लगा हुआ है, then that means, there is no, they have not switched on the video or audio. And if it is a large meeting, okay, there is, you can find the participants. ऊपर जो है, there is a search bar. आप उस search bar से you can find the participants by typing their names in the find a participant. The other thing, that is there on the in this section itself is the muting option. I mean, I am a host, so what I can do is I can mute everybody. Okay, and so that सबके mic एक ही time पे बंद हो, besides my mic itself. So I have the option of muting everybody. That is, that's there. If you're watching my screen on the right hand side in the white, area of my screen, you find the button there, mute all. And besides that, uske bagal mein again there are three dots there. Okay. Now, when you tap on those three dots, okay, you get the option of various muting options. There is a question there. Let me check. Yes, Himali, that link, that website that is there, when you send out an invite, there is a link which is there, from which you can if you click on that, you can. Okay, I will show you the screen. Just a second. Okay, now in this screen, okay, if you're seeing, write the last line in the subject matter, find your local number, and they have given a link here. Okay, you can click on that link and find your local number from itself. Okay, I hope that is clear to all. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Attorney. So now the other thing which we were looking at was the participants section. In the participant section, there are those three dots which are there. Now, when you tap on those three dots, you get the option of muting participants. When they enter, you could mute the participants, and you can allow them to kind of rename themselves. Okay, and the thing that the important function that is there is enable waiting room. Waiting room again is like like most of you all came in before I started the meeting. I was late by a couple of minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So during that period, you would have seen the screen that you are not in the meeting. Wait till the time the host lets you in. Okay. Now that is the waiting room. I have to enable that waiting room. It is enabled already, but I have to disable it when I join the session. I just disable it, and everybody comes joins the meeting itself. You have the controls from there itself. Okay. Next, as a host, what I can do is I can rename participants. Okay. As a host, what I can do is, for all the participants that are there, I get two tabs, in which I can, there is an option for more. And in the more, there are various, things that I can do. Is I can ask them to, I can make them a co-host, I can rename their name, I can put them in a waiting room, I can even remove the participants from there. From that, using that. Now, those functions I cover in the second, where you talk about more about hosting, the meetings itself. So this was about the participants, and post that, what we get is, the profile. If you have not placed your picture there, what you could do is just put your name, where your participant control is. Just put your name there. Just put the cursor there, and it will, it will give you an option of updating your profile itself. I'm sorry about that. Of updating your profile itself. Okay. As you can see, edit profile. It gives the option of edit profile. And in the edit profile, it says change picture. Okay. Now, when you do a change picture, it will ask, which location to select the picture. You can select the picture, and once you select your picture, it kind of and click on open. Then it changes, and what happens is the picture comes here instead of the alphabet itself. And next to the participant, next to your name, also that picture, it comes over. So this is how you add your picture to the profile. Post that, again, this I covered, selecting your camera and or choosing a virtual background. Now, when you need to change your background on the start video, where that arrow is, upwards arrow, just tap on that. And let me just clarify a bit here, in the sense that virtual backgrounds is in the beta version. When we say beta version, means that it is still under trial. It is not a fully functional kind of a thing. Number one. And number two, again, since it's in the trial stages, it's not very, very effective. Especially if you do a lot of movement, when you move on the screen, the body tends to get dissolved into the background itself. Now, when you click on the choose background, choose virtual background, this is what you get. You get a screen here, and plus virtual backgrounds will function only in the what we call it, the higher machines. Higher machines, like if you're using Windows, then it functions in Windows 10. It will not function in Windows 7. And similarly in Android also, it works only in the higher version of Androids, not the lower version of Androids. There are certain backgrounds which are already there in the system itself. But what you could do is you could also upload a picture, upload any picture into the background by hitting on the plus sign that is there on the right hand side, in the white area, the central white area, not the participants, but the central white area. When you click on that, and if you have a picture, you can upload that and use it as a virtual background. And like right now, there was no background. What you're seeing is simply an image from my, when I was making the presentation. This is one of the walls of my living room. So then I selected this golden gate, and this golden gate has now become my virtual background itself. And now the next there is, if you see, again referring back to this slide. Sorry, this is not this one. The next one. Once the virtual background is there, then on the right hand side, it is studio effects. Okay. Now all these are good if if you want to have a fun meeting, or if you're playing around with kids and all. What it allows you to do is it simply allows you to apply eyebrows, apply mustache, beard, apply lip color. It's those fun kind of things which I have been made since the fun started yesterday. So from today morning itself, I am in the fun mode, and that's why I'm using all this. Okay. Now, going back to it, just a few Zoom etiquettes to share with. Number one, of course, who disagrees with the first one? Anybody who disagrees with the first one, please unmute yourself, and we can discuss it, if anybody does not agree with the first one. Okay. So,
You may
smile.
not feel like smiling all the time.
Sorry?
I said you may not feel like smiling all the time.
Well, you are on camera, तो थोड़ी सी तो कैमरा की इज्जत रखनी चाहिए.
Yeah, मतलब like it's okay.
देखिए, वो जिसको बोलते हैं ना, स्माइल गोज माइल्स, तो वही हिसाब है, and it's a very good exercise also. वो बोलते हैं कि पता नहीं स्माइल करो तो 1000 मसल्स आपके चेहरे के एक्टिव हो जाते हैं, तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है, एक्सरसाइज ही सही है, उसी उसमें
ठीक
कर
है,
लेते हैं।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
जी, अच्छा, अब then you know a good lighting in camera angles, this is very necessary, क्योंकि otherwise visibility नहीं ठीक होती है। और उसमें जो एक बेसिक सी चीज है, you know, when we say good lighting, it is you know, it's not very good should not be confused with the word strong. Okay, strong is a different thing, good is a very different thing. And of course, since it pertains to photography, this always keeps on evolving. जैसे जैसे होता है, अब आजकल जो है वो one of the best lights that they say is the warm lights, you know, जो which is not white, it is warm lights, slightly yellowish in thing. Of course नहीं है तो कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि it's a mandatory, but then it makes the person, you know, it makes your appearance much better. Of course, appropriate background, no doubt about that, ठीक ठाक होना चाहिए जो है वो, क्योंकि unfortunate सी चीज है ये, although this is a virtual world, but still Zoom के जरिए ही हम एक दूसरे के घर को देख रहे होते हैं जो है। अब पहले तो ये था कि ड्राइंग रूम में आके बैठ जाते थे, तो वो एक दूसरा हिसाब होता है। आप ये समझ लीजिए कि जहाँ कैमरा ऑन हुआ तो हम आपके घर में वैसे ही पहुंच गए। Of course, check audio and video settings, you see, and face the camera when talking. Now, that is one of the you know, the toughest part, in the sense that matlab, you know, if you don't look into the camera, the other person, उसको ये लगता है कि भाई ये मतलब थोड़ी सी attention deficiency हो जाती है जो है। So that's, you know, the thing. And of course, if you are hosting meetings, of course, rehearse and do all the you know, the technical support that is there, or plus eliminate and you know, eliminate delay and distraction, मतलब सर हर चीज से दूर रहें। और if you are hosting और आपके पास कोई एजेंडा है या share screen अगर आप कर रहे हैं, तो just keep that in place beforehand itself. And of course, only invite meeting participants. And if you're hosting, then close the meeting after everyone has left. Very similar to जैसे हम लोग एक normal meeting करते हैं, तो person to person meeting करते हैं कि भाई सब कोई चले गए, उसके बाद ही meeting बंद होती है, तो that same way. Of course, I don't do that because वो एक time की limitation होती है कि भाई 11 बजे खत्म करना है, क्योंकि दूसरे sessions शुरू हो रहे होते हैं, या 12 बजे शुरू करना है। So I do not do that, but normally, you know, that is the you know, a protocol in its own self. Other than that, you know, again, this is the, you know, this is what we covered today, and I will just quickly run through another presentation, which is there for the Android device. कि आप Android device अगर आप use करते हैं, sorry, not Android, जब आप device use करते हैं, तो मतलब एक छोटी स्क्रीन, तो उसमें कौन से बटन्स कहाँ पे हैं, and a few of the you know, tips that we should all you know, follow there. Any questions? Any questions? I would love to answer any questions if there are. Any questions from anybody?
Yeah, I just want to ask something.
Yes.
I mean, long time back, I had downloaded the Zoom thing on my desktop, but somehow I'm not able to connect. Always it keeps asking for something or the other. I can connect on phone easily, but on Zoom it keeps saying there is some problem or the other. Is this something? Is this usual?
No, it is not usual. What you can do is, you know, one of the first things that you can do is uninstall the application and download it again.
Okay, okay, maybe I should do that. Because
Yeah.
it's never really come. First time only it came, and after that it's been giving me problems.
Yes, what happens sometimes, you know, of course, very rare, that when you're downloading an application with the drop of in the internet, you know, internet speeds and all, certain files are not completely downloaded. That is
Okay.
one thing. The second is, you know, sometimes what happens is if you have antivirus or you know, anti-malware on your device on the system, there are chances that the antivirus feels that a particular file of Zoom is not right, so they just block its download. So just
Oh,
uninstall
great.
and download it once again. It will
Okay,
not
thank you.
happen.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay,
सर
so
जस्ट किसी को इनवाइट सॉरी सर आई हैव एन क्वेश्चन सर इनवाइट करते हैं तो देन वी पुट द ईमेल एड्रेस और फोन नंबर टू
नहीं, आप उसको अगर तो देखिए, अगर तो आपने व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज करके बुलाना है तो आप सिर्फ वो लिंक कॉपी करके जो व्हाट्सएप है उस पे पेस्ट करके उसको भेज देना है जो है।
ओके
और वो अगर आप मान लीजिए किसी मेल से या किसी उससे कर रहे हैं तो वो लिंक पेस्ट करेंगे तो उसके बाद वो डायरेक्टली आ जाएगा जो है उसमें।
थैंक यू सर
Okay, so allow me to share screen now. Just a second. Now I will just run through the the other presentation, which is for devices as such. Okay. Now when you're on a device, the first thing is again a couple of things. This is the website and so on and so forth. We would not cover that much in detail. I am coming straight to the once you have created your account. So once you have created your account, the thing is you need.
So also for Apple is the same thing?
It should be the same thing. Not much of a variation there.
Okay.
It should be more or less the same there. Try it out. Otherwise, if there is anything in my notes, I will be sending the link to check Apple settings also.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So now in the things that are there, once you create your account, once you click on that, the navigation tabs are at the bottom. Okay. Now I'm not in a meeting. I'm just in the basic profile. And if you see on the left hand side, if you watch all these the bottom portion of the screen, you will see the tabs there. Okay. Now meetings. Okay. Meetings, contacts, settings. One of the now when I tap on meetings, now since our meetings are created much in advance, there are I get this whole lot of meetings that are here. I can start them from here itself. I can send the invitations from here itself, and at the same time I can edit the meeting itself. Okay. This is from the meetings here. Meetings, scheduled meetings, that is there. The clock, the second option that is there. Once we go into contacts, now since this is on the phone itself, it will it will ask me that do I wish to connect phone contacts. Okay. And there are contacts here which 54 in number. I can search for contacts also on the device itself. Now the second, when I tap on the about portion, sorry about that. Let me hide the ribbon. Okay. Why is it not hiding? Yeah, sorry about that. Now in the about, what needs to be checked is the version. Okay. Zoom keeps on updating itself, right? And if auto update is not enabled, you need to update the version of Zoom. Now, this is from where you come to know about the version of Zoom. There's something in the chat. Okay. Thanks, Ishita, for the response. Really appreciate your hard work. Okay. And you need to always, keep a tab on, the version and see to it that, you have the latest version of the application on the phone itself. Otherwise, some of the functions may not work, you see. And, now report a problem, tell others about Zoom. These are, again, secondary. But the first thing is the version. Okay. Then, we next, when we go into, now this is, I have joined a meeting. Okay. And this is my meeting screen. Okay. I'm looking so glum oh, come on. I clicked on one of the notifications. Let me close it, please. Yeah. Now, I have clicked on, I have joined a meeting. And if you see the, all the functions, again, one of the things that I would always say is when you have joined a meeting, please, just as a piece of advice, keep your phone horizontal, okay, so that you can see more of the screen. If the phone is kept vertical, the screen size becomes less, okay. So keep the phone horizontal so that the screen size becomes more. That's one of the things. And number two, all the taskbar also becomes bigger. Like you can see, join audio, you join by the audio. The video, the stop, you can check the video controls. If you are sharing, you can start sharing from here itself. Participants, you can check on participants here. And the other option is more. One of the things, the remaining options are there in more. So you need to literally check on the more options. Now, in order to check the more options, just tap on these three dots, and from the dots there, of course, this is a unmute mic. Stop your video out, share participants. I had made this as notes. Now, when you hit on more, share screen, you get this option, provided the host has enabled you to share screen. You get these options as to what you want to share. And, you can choose the option from there itself and start sharing. Okay. The next that you get there is, when you go on to say, share, then it says what you want to share: files, photos, drive, XYZ. It gives you all the options from the device itself. Now I just chose an image and it is reflecting that image itself. Okay, it is now, this is in this screen sharing mode. Okay. Now, the participant controls. In the participant controls itself, where, you see the participants, you can literally invite from there. This is the invite option. Now, this invite option, you may not get this list on your device because I have a lot of, apps connected on my device. So it gives me all the options here. Then in the participant controls itself, what I wish to, again, you get the mute options that, you can mute the participants, ask all to, you can mute them and you can unmute them. And the other thing that, you can do from here is, your own profile. You can upload your picture. You can rename yourself, that if you wish to, and you can start the camera. At the same time, you get these three dots at the end, which is there in the participants control, which I, explained earlier. Then, this was about, the participant controls. Now, of course, depending on your plan, what you could do, again, when you click on the more options, what you can do is you can check on, if it's a paid version, you can record. And, you can record. The recording will not be on the device. It will be on the clouds itself. Of course, the security is there. The first one I just showed you, record. The upper is, just, if you need to send any reaction, the clap, thumbs up, and so on and so forth. Then, when you tap on record, the recording option opens up. You can disconnect your audio. Now, these are very self-explanatory. Once you click on record, the recording stops, recording starts. and you get the REC dot, on the left-hand side, what you're seeing, that red dot. You see it there. You could stop it, or you could put a pause to it, that it comes up directly on the screen itself. If you
I'm
wish
sorry, I missed out this part. Can you just tell me how do you reach this? ये pause और stop recording वाला, और recording के लिए कैसे पहुंचते हैं?
देखिए, पहली चीज तो ये है कि रिकॉर्डिंग का ऑप्शन, मतलब इट्स ए पेड ऑप्शन, इन सम केसेस, तो यू शुड हैव दैट, पहली चीज। और दूसरी चीज ये है कि ये जितने भी ये जो 3 डॉट्स, ये जो 3 डॉट मोर वाले हैं, दिस मोर, इसमें जो 3 डॉट हैं, जब आप इसको क्लिक करेंगे तो यू विल गेट दिस स्क्रीन। ये ऐसी स्क्रीन आएगी आपके पास जो है ऑन द फोन इटसेल्फ, और उसमें अगर आपका अकाउंट इज रिकॉर्ड एनेबल्ड तो यू विल गेट द रिकॉर्डिंग ऑप्शन।
राजू जी, अगर आप होस्ट नहीं है तो आप रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, नहीं, हमारे इसमें जैसे 3 डॉट्स में आ ही नहीं रहा रिकॉर्डिंग का।
That would depend on number 1 the account, number 2 जो होस्ट ने जो परमिशंस दी हैं उसके ऊपर वो डिपेंड करेगा।
ओके ओके,
अच्छा, देन
आपने परमिशन दी है क्या सर?
नहीं दी है, वो तो हम कभी नहीं देंगे। अगर परमिशन दे देंगे उषा जी
सर,
तो फिर
सिखाते भी नहीं हो,
सर,
लोग
दे
मांगते
देते
रहते हैं रिकॉर्डिंग, सिखा दो ना।
हम नहीं तो मांगते रहते हैं आपसे, हम खुद ही रिकॉर्ड कर लेते, वो बेटर था।
और क्या, आप लोगों को बोलना ही नहीं पड़ेगा फिर हमको।
नहीं, देखिए, वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड में मुलाकात आपसे हो जाती है, 2 बातें हो जाती हैं, बस वही तो चाहिए।
सर,
तभी तो
हाँ,
हम
पर जैसे अभी ये सेशन है, इसमें हम आज 15 मिनट लेट हो गए और मुझे जूम मीटिंग के लिए स्टार्ट तो मैंने मिस कर दिया।
आप लिख दीजिए उस पे, वो भेज
हाँ,
देगा
तो वही
आपको।
ना, वही बोल रही हूँ, लिखे इससे अच्छा।
5 times, not once have I got the recording.
देखो, देखिए
इशिता,
राजू जी, ये मैसेज कन्वे कीजिएगा।
मैं जरूर करता हूँ। इशिता हमारे साथ बैठी हैं, शी विल मेक अ नोट। वो हर सेशन के एंड में अपनी रिपोर्ट देती हैं, तो शी विल मेक अ नोट ऑफ दैट एंड पास इट ऑन।
इशिता, स्पेशली बोलिएगा कि रिकॉर्डिंग के लिए आप कुछ एक सेवा या टेक्निकल कुछ जो भी असिस्टेंस होती है वो राजू जी को बोलिए, वो सिखाएंगे हमें।
द थिंग इज, हम लोग सबको रिकॉर्डिंग इसलिए शेयर नहीं करते हैं बिकॉज वो सिक्योरिटी रीजंस के लिए होता है। लाइक सब लोग अपना वीडियो ऑन रखते हैं, तो हम लोग नॉर्मली लाइक जिनको हम लिंक भेज रहे हैं फिर वही आए सेशन में और वही रिकॉर्डिंग लेने, तो किसी और को भी रिकॉर्डिंग ऐसे चला गया तो सबका वीडियो चालू रहता है।
बराबर है, बट देयर इज, वो मैंने राजू जी से पहले भी शेयर किया था, वी रिकॉर्डिंग करके होता है, तो वो उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है उसमें, वो सिखाइए ना, वो वाला जिसको चाहिएगा वो बंदा अपना ऑन कर लेगा। कई बार मैं खुद एक बार एंड्रॉइड से होती हूँ, लैपटॉप से, दोनों से होते हैं, 2 सेशन होते हैं, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होते हैं। अब मन है दोनों में सुनना है कुछ, तो एक को और मिस नहीं करना है, तो हम रिकॉर्ड भी कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल करेंगे उषा जी, वो मेरी लिस्ट में है, और जहां वो क्लियर हुआ मैं सेशन कर दूं। मेरे को तो वो कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है जो है। चलिए, लेट्स फिनिश द रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग, एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन व्हेन यू स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग तो एक ईमेल आती है, जो कि व्हेन द क्लाउड इज एंड इट्स ऑन द क्लाउड, you can download it from there itself. Ishita, just give me a few minutes. I will just run through the remaining. One of the things which I always say is, irrespective of whichever आप चाहें, whichever option you have, gone on from the more, what you can do is to get back, you need to hit the close button. ये जो close का button है, you close that button and you are back into the meeting. आप ये जो नीचे वाले जो फोन के कंट्रोल्स है, what you're seeing, those lighter, the horizontal line, the square, and the triangle, उससे नहीं वापस जाएं. Close that window and go back to the meeting. This is one of the biggest challenges that my family members face. So please, check on that. Second, when you are on to security, what you can do is in the security itself, what you can do is ये जो chat की controls हैं वो उसमें आते हैं. Allow participants, no one, अगर आपको if you do not wish to check on that, So you can literally do not allow participants to chat or जो भी आप उसको control करना चाहते हैं. So this is there. Then in the security itself, you have the option of removing participant. आप किसी को हटा भी सकते हैं. And God forbid अगर कहीं किसी वजह से जो activities हैं या जो meeting है वो ज़्यादा खराब हो गई तो आप complete you can suspend participant activities. Meeting ही dissolve हो जाती है जो है. From it's all there on the Android device itself. Now when again you are there in the chat session. तो अब जैसे अगर chat आपने किया तो मैं वही दिखाना चाहता था कि ये close, ये जो close का button है, you hit on this close button to come back to the meeting itself. Don't try other what you call it the other options itself. Okay. The next is just again a run through is again जो meeting sessions हैं जो आप meeting की settings हैं, you can check on the settings also from the options itself. Then we have this zoom का button on top of the screen. ऊपर जो मैंने दिखाया हुआ है उसके बगल में भी एक drop down है. When you click on that, you get the meeting details. आपको अगर किसी को meeting number देना है, या किसी दूसरे device से अगर आपने join करना है, तो you can. This is the meeting number. ये details वो ऊपर से आते हैं जो है, जहाँ वो Zoom का वो लगा है. Of course, the first option, the first window that comes up is the mute or unmute. अगर आप muted हैं, so go in there, just tap to speak, and once you finished speaking, just retap done speaking. ये दो dots हैं यहाँ पे. There are two dots that are there. So you can check on that, and once it's done, आप उसको done speaking पे आप click कर देंगे जो है. And the last but not again once you are there, आप जब भी close करेंगे तो you will get back to the main screen itself. The thing is closing it, and when the option is किसी भी वजह से अगर आपने end को press कर दिया, तो the best is to cancel it, to return to the main meeting until and unless you want to end it there itself. And once you end it, if you're the host, you can end the meeting for all, or you can just leave the meeting and give it to the co-host to carry on. Okay. Now, again, ये जो है in the main screen, if the main screen is lost, कई बार क्या होता है हम multiple windows खोल लेते हैं और उनको बंद नहीं करते हैं, तो क्या होता है कि वो we lose track कि वो कहाँ गया. तो एक सीधी सी जैसे ये मेरी स्क्रीन है, इस पे ये जो नीचे आप देखें 3 horizontal bars हैं, मोस्टली यही सेटिंग होती है. यू टैप ऑन दोस बार्स और जितनी भी आपकी विंडोज खुली हुई हैं वो आपको वहां पे एक एक करके दिखती जाएंगी. यू कैन स्क्रॉल थ्रू दैट, get on to the Zoom this thing, and just do a tap on the screen, और फिर जो है वो meeting आप you will get back to the meeting itself. Okay, well, this was again one of my promotional activities. ये जो presentation है ये मैंने अपने सेल फोन को, गूगल ड्राइव को और कीबोर्ड माउस को कंबाइन करके जो है वो बनाई थी. Just thought of sharing that with you so that you get an idea of what all we try, क्या क्या चीजें हम लोग करते रहते हैं जिससे कि परिवारजन का मन लगा रहे और वो जो है नई नई चीजें रोज जो है वो
थैंक यू राजू जी
एक्सपीरियंस करें जो है. Thanks, Usha ji. Really appreciate the time that you take out to attend these sessions. I really appreciate and everybody's time. समय तो बहुत कीमती है और I really appreciate the time that you all spend to get set up and just make things good. And again, now, if there are any questions, please put up your questions. Or बाकी के तो मेरे इशिता ने शेयर किए हुए हैं कल के सेशंस जो हैं, as to what all I will be covering there. And in the meanwhile, what I will add on to chat is again a few मेरा अपना feedback link जो है, again sessions और plus टोपी पहन के मैं अच्छा लग रहा हूँ कि नहीं लग रहा हूँ, ये भी आप जरूर मेंशन कर दीजिएगा उसमें जो है।
सर आज आपने टोपी क्यों पहनी है?
टोपी इसलिए पहनी है कि मेरे को कल रात से ही मेरी मेन साहब ने अप्रैल फूल बना दिया जो है, और ये बोल के रखा था कि ये आज तुम अप्रैल फूल ही बने रहोगे जो है, तो तब से मैंने ये टोपी
ऐसा हो नहीं सकता।
अरे पूछिए मत, पता है क्या किया उषा जी, उन्होंने मेरे को एक वो एक PDF फाइल एक WhatsApp पे भेज दी कि लॉकडाउन बीइंग इम्पोज्ड। अब उसके बाद मैंने वो खोला, WhatsApp पे था, मैंने फाइल खोली, उस पे लिखा हुआ था अप्रैल फूल इन एडवांस। ये देखिए, ये कल रात की बात है। तो उसके बाद अब क्या करें, जब बन ही गए तो फिर बने रहें थोड़ी देर तक। चलिए, thank you everyone, thank you for your time. I really appreciate all the time. Thank you, Sheila ji. Really appreciate your valuable words, and it's the motivation which keeps us going. विभूति जी हैं, आप हैं, और बाकी सब परिवार के सदस्य हैं, नीना जी भी हैं, और मतलब it is really I really appreciate आप लोग इतना time निकालते हैं और हम लोग को बढ़ावा देते रहते हैं जो है। Thank you once again and have a great day. Look forward to seeing you in future sessions of Get Set Up and in many more sessions which are going to be held today also. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Be safe, be happy, be good, do good. Bye-bye. Bye.